Welcome in to the Big Ten College Basketball Gambling Special Show here with John Ryan Sports One on Twitter. Check them out. Also, SportsMemo.com, guys. We're breaking down 3 games in the Big Ten for this weekend. First, starting off Friday night here on the hardwood, we got Michigan at Purdue. John, you're thinking Michigan might be a 5.5 minus 6-point favorite here on the road, but we're seeing Ken Pom showing 68-70 being the final score, with Purdue winning this game by 2. So if it is Purdue minus 2 at home, that would put it at a 138 total. But what are you liking here? Michigan at Purdue on Friday night.
Well, based on what you said, Drew, I like Purdue here as long as they're an underdog at home. I think they can win the game outright. If the line would come out crazy with them as a 2 or 3 point favorite, which we don't think will happen, then I would be probably off the game. But as long as they're at 2, as Ken Pom indicates, I think they're going to win the game. Michigan is number 2 in the Big Ten in my opponent-adjusted power rankings. They're right behind Iowa right now. They have a 7-1 conference record, 12-2 overall. And the important thing with this conference is you're getting some monster teams coming out of here this year ahead of the big dance. So again, they had 6 teams ranked in the AP poll. Purdue might be the 7th one added if they can pull off this win.
All right, John, and actually looking at the WagerTalk odds screen right now, because we're talking on Thursday, guys, for the Friday early lines are out here, so we can actually quote a number here, John. We got Purdue catching either 2 or 2.5, depending what sports book we're going off of. So Purdue +2, or actually we can take the better number, +2.5. That's what you're recommending?
Yeah, and I would actually, if it stays below 3, I would do the money line. You get better benefit over the course of a season by betting the money line when the game is lined like this. So if it's 3.5, when you get to bet the game on Friday, then take the points. But right now at this, if I was at the window, I would take the money line.
All right, good stuff on the first game Friday night. We got 2 on Saturday we're going to break down here, guys. We got a top 20 matchup, Ohio State at Wisconsin. That's number 17th ranked, the Ohio State Buckeyes, at the number 10 ranked Wisconsin Badgers. John, you were projecting a line of maybe Wisconsin -7. We're seeing the Ken Pom number be 69 for Wisconsin, Ohio State at 65, putting a total of 134. So what are you thinking here, Buckeyes versus the Badgers?
Well, I think I'm on the same page as Ken Pom here. We're different by 3. I'm anticipating that the public will come in and bet on Wisconsin, and that'll be adjusted in the lines. But nationally, I have Ohio State in my power rankings 19th, and Wisconsin is 11th. And the matchup is not going to be a real fun game to watch unless you like slow, plodding paces of games, because these 2 teams rank 13th and 14th in the Big Ten in terms of pace of play. Ohio State averages 67.3 possessions, and Wisconsin is dead last in the Big Ten, averaging 65 possessions per 40 minutes. I like Wisconsin mainly because they have the better ball movement by a large margin. They take care of the ball as well. They have a 1.648 assist to turnover ratio that ranks 7th best nationally. That compares to Ohio State, who's not horribly bad. They're very good taking care of the ball too, but they rank 44th with a 1.268 assist to turnover ratio. So for the better ball movement, and I think Wisconsin has a slightly better defense than them, take the Badgers.
Liking the Badgers on Saturday. And actually, guys, I think I said 2 on Saturday. The last one we're going to be breaking down is actually on the Sunday slate here in the Big Ten. But first, want to give a shout out to John Ryan, who is on SportsMemo.com. He's also hitting 74% since December 13th in the NFL. Of course, 3 games left in the NFL, guys. So if you're looking to get a little bit of a sharp side, check out John Ryan, SportsMemo.com. His 5% so far in 2021 have been really good. Actually, an 80% clip. Of course, that is a short sample size. John, is there any other quick things you want to shout out there to the watchers in terms of what you got going on at SportsMemo.com?
Well, I think I would encourage you to get a long-term subscription in either college or NBA. That's a much better way to go. I'm actually struggling in college basketball with my premium picks, and I'm not afraid to admit that. simply because I've been doing this for 26 years, and I don't feel like an old guy, but I do know that over the course of a season, you're going to have these stretches that are just like you can't even feel like you can pick a winner, but it turns around, and I have the confidence in knowing. So, with that said, the best time to get a subscription with me is when I'm on a cold streak, and I can guarantee you I'm on a cold streak, and I'm hoping that it breaks out next week.
All right, so a little bit of a bounce back opportunity here with John Ryan at SportsMemo.com. Guys, we got the special for a bunch of handicappers as well. It's all there on the site, SportsMemo.com. We got last game here on Sunday in the Big Ten, John. Indiana at Rutgers. We're seeing you had a projected line. Rutgers maybe even going off as the favorite. We're seeing Ken Palm here, 69-66, Indiana on top, 135 being the total in that one. But I'll throw it over to you. We got the Hoosiers and Scarlet Knights, Indiana and Rutgers on Sunday. What are you thinking here?
Well, what I'm thinking here is Indiana is the best bet. And the reason why is they definitely have the better defensive players, the better defensive style. I've mentioned before that Rutgers struggles if they cannot get missed shots and get down the court on fast breaks. That ratio for them has been a really good predictive tool. And Indiana is a very disciplined team. They don't fool around. They don't miss assignments too often. And both these teams are in need of a win to enhance their resume. And in that case, with the focus being so high, I will lean towards the better defensive team. Indiana in scoring ranks 134th nationally, averaging 72.6 per game. And Rutgers is just slightly ahead of them at 107th best at 73.9. So the offenses are basically about the same. Rutgers, seems like all the Big Ten teams, rank very high in assist-to-turnover ratio, and so does Indiana. The difference, though, is that Indiana's defensive assist-to-turnover ratio allowed is 0.88, which ranks 96th, which doesn't sound very good, but Rutgers ranks 255th with a 1.07 assist to turnover ratio. So Indiana will have a much easier time moving the ball on offense than Rutgers will when they're on offense. And that's a big reason why I like Indiana.
All right, like in the Hoosiers here, and is there a certain point at which you would tell people not to bet them? So if this Ken Palm number comes out 69-66, they would, of course, be a 3-point favorite. At that number, would you still like the Hoosiers?
I would, because I think they're gonna win by 7, 8, possibly double digits. Of course, nobody knows what's going to happen on any given day, but based on some of the machine learning applications I have, this could be a double-digit Indiana win. So most assuredly, if it comes out at pick, I'd be all over it. If it comes out at Indiana -4, 4.5, then perhaps that becomes just a normal everyday bet.
Okay, so kind of tailing off there, guys, and it sounds like up to 4.5, like in the Indiana Hoosiers side from John Ryan. Check them out, sportsmemo.com, all kinds of specials there. Also on Twitter at John Ryan Sports 1. John, anything else you want to throw out there before we shut this down?
Not really, Drew. I appreciate your time doing the hosting for me in this. It's awesome. I almost wish I could start asking you who you like, or if you like the other team that I mentioned, but maybe we'll do that another time.
Yeah, maybe next week I'll give out a best bet for the weekend in the Big Ten. But guys, stay tuned for that and check out sportsmemo.com. So thanks for your time, guys, and best of luck with your bets.